I was able to get underneath this home, and I'm going to take you guys with me. Today we are at 21 New Street in the South of Broad neighborhood of Charleston, South Carolina. And a huge thanks to my friend Robertson Allen for allowing me to tour this property to show you guys. And boy, do we got a lot to talk about. Not only did we go under this home, it underwent a full renovation. There's an apartment in the back. And when I was researching the history, I didn't know this, but on this same day that I toured this home, I toured another home that I posted last week at 22 Rutledge that you need to check out. And that home was built by Manning Simons in 1902. This home was built by Manning Simons and his brother James Simons in 1880. So we have this same person who owned these homes when they were built. So pretty cool how things connect, and I didn't even realize that. So we're gonna turn around here in the foyer, look back at the front door. We've got the two doors there, the two sets of doors. I love the checkered floor in between. And we're gonna get into all of the improvements and renovations and everything that they did to this property because it's amazing. But first, we're gonna go through this house by the numbers. So it is 5,362 square feet. It was built in 1880. It sits on 0.13 acres. It has 5 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, and it is listed for $7.25 million. And it is that classic Charleston single style where you have the one room wide. This is just a little bit different than the traditional Charleston single because the front door is not on the piazzas. It's actually on the front of the home. So it is just a little bit different here, but it's still the same setup. And even though these owners did come through and did a massive renovation on this home, which it did kind of need when they purchased it, there are some original things here. So we do have all original double hung windows that were glazed and repainted. They were not replaced. There's 6 fireplaces that were retained throughout. There's a brick driveway. The stone patio in the back was repaired, and the original foundation was restored. So they did save a lot of the historical character in here, but they updated it with these modern conveniences, which you're going to see when we get to the kitchen, because this kitchen, it is to die for. So we've got the dining room here. So you've got kind of 2 living spaces, a dining room, and then there's even a den past the kitchen. So we have all of this living space in here. Again, it is over 5,000 square feet. And because of its size, they actually upgraded the electrical from 200 to a 400 amp service. So you're fine here. And the roof is a closed gable copper roof. Now, as we come back through here, we are in a little butler's pantry. So you've got all of this storage here for this butler's pantry, and that looks all the way back up to the front door there. Then there's a little half bathroom around here, a little powder room. So this hallway, they kind of took the hallway and they added this butler's pantry into it to kind of take the flow of the house in through those rooms to get back into this kitchen here. Throughout this kitchen, we have Italian marble surfaces, under cabinet and in cabinet lighting. There's a La Cornue range, 3 Fisher and Paykel dishwashers, a Sub-Zero refrigerator with 2 refrigerator drawers and a wine fridge. There's a built-in microwave, there's a coffee station, an instant hot water tap, and kind of my favorite is a nugget ice maker. Love that chewy ice. Let me know down in the comments if you feel the same. But just look at this kitchen. Now, on this counter here, we're going to stop. When they did all of these renovations, they didn't just do these renovations, they documented everything. And this home, I mean, look at this. They took pictures. They have a hardbound book here of everything during their renovation. So if you want to buy this home, give me a call and I'll make sure that this book transfers with it. Now, so we've got all of this. I mean, look at this. This is such an amazing kitchen. And then we have this den back here that has a full surround sound system. Okay, so we've talked about this. We'll get into some more of this stuff. Let's talk a little bit about this history before we get down and dirty underneath this home. Actually, not dirty because it was super clean down there. Okay, so the home was built in 1880, and it's known as the Simons Jaeger House. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it is connected to a tour I did earlier this day of filming that I posted last week. And that is because of Dr. Manning Simons. So this home was built by Dr. Manning Simons and his brother, James Simons Jr. But I want to talk about their father real quick. So he was James Simons Sr. Now, he was elected to the South Carolina House of Representatives in 1842. He became Speaker of the House in 1850, and he served 12 terms. Now, he also commanded Confederate forces on Morris Island during the first attack on Fort Sumter, April 12th, 1861. Now, for all of you history nerds out there, you know that April 12th, 1861 is when the first shots of the Civil War were fired. So while those shots were fired from Fort Johnson over to Fort Sumter, James Simons Sr. was there on Morris Island, and there is a good chance that he actually witnessed those shots, and then his troops became involved in that Battle of Fort Sumter. And then he did later resign as a general in July of 1861 over political issues. And that brings us here to the two of his sons. So we have James Simons Jr. Now, he was one of the builders along with Manning. Now, he was a first lieutenant, and he fought in the Battle of Sharpsburg in 1862. And then after the war, he became an attorney, and he was president of the News and Courier Company, which I believe became the Post and Courier. Now, real quick, we are in the apartment here under the den in the back of the house. And then as we head out here, I'm going to take a quick break because we're about to go underneath this home, and we'll get back into everything about James Simons and Manning Simons and everything we know about this home. So we come back out here. We are out in this little courtyard. The driveway's over there. And then we have at this little door right here, which was unlocked. So I got to go in, and now we can see under this home. Now, all of the brick here was repointed. There are some masonry supports added to the exterior wall, and of course, the new concrete floor. But we can look up here, and you can still see some of the old knob and tube that's left. Of course, it's not being used. That AC unit there is not original. That has been replaced since this home was built. That was a joke. You guys can laugh. Tell me if I'm funny down in the comments. But it's so cool that we got to come down here. You can see all of the original support beams. There's some of that electrical that was left over after it was most of it was removed. And again, we went from 200 amps to 400 amps in this home. But it's just so neat when you get to come under these homes and see how they're built and see all the old wood. And it's just, that's so much history in those pieces of wood that what they have heard in that living room and dining room, as I would love to hear those stories. So now back to the Simons brothers, James Simons Jr. Now, he was president of the News and Courier Company, as we stated, which was Charleston's leading newspaper at the time. And then he followed in his father's footsteps and was elected to the South Carolina House of Representatives between 1878 and 1891, and like his father, became the Speaker of the House 1882 to 1890. He was also the chairman of the Charleston Board of Public Schools Commissioners from 1907 until 1919, which was the year that he passed away. Now, Dr. Manning Simons, now he was born in Charleston. He served in the Confederate Army as well. He attended the College of Charleston, and then he graduated from the Medical College of the state of South Carolina, which would go on to become the Medical University of South Carolina. He later became a professor of anatomy, gynecology, and obstetrics at the medical college. What up? And he helped organize the St. Francis Training School for Nurses. Now, once we get to 1902, he actually built a separate home, the other tour that I did at 22 Rutledge Avenue, so go watch that one. Him and his wife, when he got married, were 29 years apart, but the architect on that home was actually the same architect that designed the first skyscraper in New York City. Now, after the Simons had this home, we do have the name on here, the Simons Yeager home. So this indicates that the property was passed on to the Yeager family. Now, the Yeagers were a Charleston family of German descent, and they're documented in many historical society archives. And by the way, this is not the primary bathroom, but it's my favorite bathroom in the whole house. Check this out. Like, this is a guest bathroom here. So if you have guests that come here and visit you, this is what they get. So anyways, back to the Yeager family. Not actually much was known in my research about who of the Yeager family owned this, but both families were buried in the Magnolia Cemetery, and a Dr. Eugene Yeager was a doctor, of course, so it's likely that he knew Manning in some way. So there you go on like the history of like who owned and who built this property. But now, we look at how long, this house has been built, and, just 6 years after it was built was the Great Charleston earthquake on August 31st, 1886. And that was an estimated magnitude of 7.3, and it was the most powerful seismic event recorded in the southeastern United States. Now, over 80% of all stone and brick buildings in Charleston were damaged or destroyed, and it was felt from Maine to Florida and west to the Mississippi River. It was a massive earthquake. And here we are, we're in the primary bedroom. You got these doors that go out to the side piazza there. So you know this house is built solid because it did survive one of the largest earthquakes on the East Coast. All right, so let's just get back into this house here. Now we are in the primary bedroom. This room is massive. This video doesn't even do it justice. Now we head back here. This is going to be the primary bathroom. Now there is something about these bathrooms that you can't see, and that is that these marble floors are heated. Something I wish I had in my house. We got a couple mirrors over here. What up? Now, this is the primary bathroom. I like the other bathroom better. Let me know down in the comments. I mean, this is a nice bathroom and all, but I think the guest bathroom is much nicer and bigger than this one. Although the bedroom and this closet blow the other one away. I mean, check out this. This is a massive closet with all of this built-in storage or closet organization and everything. Again, they did not spare anything in this renovation of this home, and I absolutely love it. It is, oh man, if I had $7.25 million, I would be moving in. And now we're going to head up because there is a little third floor area, and I want to know what you would use this space for. So there's this little like cool loft area and a bedroom up here. If you've got kids, this would make a great playroom. It's a long, skinny room here, and you've got the vaulted ceiling, so like the little heads aren't going to hit there. It could be a great office, a man cave, craft room. I don't know what's the equivalent of a wife's man cave. I don't even know. I mean, there's she sheds, but this isn't a shed. Drop a comment down below what you think about this house. And guys, my name is Bill Olson. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I tour historic homes like this weekly, sometimes multiple times a week. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Charleston, whether it's one of these historic homes or something else, I am a local realtor as well. So please reach out. This QR code right here will go to a form. You can just put your information in and I will reach out to you. You don't even have to do anything. So if you're watching on TV, point your phone at that. If you're on your computer, you can still do that. Or if you're on the phone, I've got all my contact information in the description below. And then right here, that's that tour of 22 Rutledge if you haven't seen it yet, with Manning Simon having built it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next tour.